So y'all know I'm Keith Shannon, and you're from Savannah?
Yeah, my name is Isaac, and I found these guys on the internet, and been wanting to make a bow for a while, and found out that they were close by, and they were the most knowledgeable sources, so I reached out.
So we're partially the way into this blank here right now, and we're getting it worked down and getting ready to clamp it out and put it on the pit here in just in a few minutes.
More twist right here.
But you just put your thumb like that and turn the bow with the back of it down, and let gravity show you how the wood really lays.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to go ahead and get this down?
Yeah, I was trying to.
We want it bending right here. Basically, I just take this edge right here, and I just bring it right there, and just sand it down to where I want it.
You got a little injury?
Oh yeah, nothing bad. Just touched the grinding belt a little too much.
That 24 grit
24
belt
grit.
is wicked.
Take a chunk out of you real quick.
I get about as much energy out of these bows as physics allows in a hunting style bow. If you go much less than this, and I have fire hardened it with the limbs a half-inch thick.
Okay.
And that's okay. But 5/8, you can carry the browning as deep as you want. You can carry it all the way to the back.
Right.
But if you thin this down really thin, or especially if you've already tillered and shot the bow and then you fire harden, you have no error for any mistakes.
Right.
You have no room for error. Especially if you've already tillered and shot this bow. There's no room for error. But when these limbs are 5/8 of an inch thick, in a hickory it still bends and you can clamp out little things. But you've got, the finished bow is not going to be near a 5/8 of an inch thick.
Right.
So we have room for error. So if we were to get a little hot spot that, flared up on us, we're probably going to take enough wood off that it won't be a problem.
Gotcha.
But if you've already thinned that bow down and you've tilled it and shot it, you have no room for error.
Right. Well,
so any little hot spot, if it gets too hot, that bow might blow up on you.
Right. Well, that's one thing I've noticed in your whole process is sort of like bit by bit, and it's,
and always leaving a little extra.
That's what
Extra width, extra thickness.
Extra when you cut it down to size.
Extra length, because you can always take it off. You can't add to it.
Right.
And what we'll do, we're just going to get it close. And like I said, as this piece of wood gets hot, it's just going to really relax, and we'll be able to just clamp out anything else we don't want to see in there.
Gotcha. No. Very informative so far.
Okay.
And I like how you've been eyeballing everything too. It's nothing has to be precise, at least not until you start getting down to it.
Well, it's going to be very precise.
Right.
But it's amazing how, if you'll learn to trust your eyes, you learn how to see it properly, it'll be more accurate than most likely what you can trace out. Especially working with something that's not a board that's perfectly flat.
Well, like you said,
Most people would freak out if they seen their bow steaming.
But you see how it's got this grayish hue to
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It don't
especially-
look brown. It looks almost like that dirt right there.
and it's like you can see the grain better now.
And all I'm going to do is, just to keep everything even, I'm just going to flip it over. And what you can do while we're at this stage, and everything's good and hot, if you got any kind of thing, any little thing you might want to clamp out, and this is not really an issue, you can take other clamps, because what I've said on my videos before, when this thing cools, you got what you got.
And yeah, this one moved loose a ton.
Yeah.
So it's about when you've gotten into this point, and then it's the cooling at which it'll
Yeah.
freeze into place.
The first 30 bows I did, I didn't put them on a farm. I had really good stays and blanks. I just cooked them by themselves with no form. But I had a form sitting waiting. All right, you true. There we go.
It's pretty unbelievable. I mean, it is glued to the form.
Yeah. No back, no jump back, no pull back, no move back.
Hold it up to that 4x4 and you see the back set in it.
Oh my God. It's like three inches.
Yeah.
And now we're going to end up with probably 1.5 to 2 inches after tillering and shot in, and but this bow will never see setting, and I can promise you that.
It's just amazing how it literally was glued to the form. Like it did not want to
yeah.
come up at all.
No, they won't. If you do it right and you do a proper fire hardening, they will be true to that form every time. I've never not seen it.
And you'll really like the way it shoots.
Yeah.
When you reduce that mass off and get it to your, preferred draw weight, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Now check, see if you can bend. You got how much bend you got going on.
Oh, it's amazing how much stiffer it is too.
So what you don't want to do is be causing setting here, because it's going to magnify out here tremendously. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just sight, visually draw a line down that bow, sight down, and I can tell you most of the wood's gonna come off the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want me to do it, I'll do it. If you want to
No,
tap at it,
yeah.
and if we're off a little before you get this narrow, I want to look at it.
Yeah, I'll have you walk it in probably, but I think I mean I can see it when you have it like this. You know, it's almost all off the right side on this one.
Yeah. Okay. Do it again. Bend it a little bit more. Come on a little bit more. Okay, about that much.
Oh, I guess I was forcing down as opposed to pulling.
There you go. Come on. Okay. But you see, it's a pressure. It might be 40 pounds of pressure there. But just do it a few times until you get that kind of bend in it, okay? You feel what that feels like?
Mm-hmm.
Now take the same amount of pressure and do the other limb. You see how that one's stiffer?
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to kind of go by feel, and when we get them both flexing evenly with the same amount of pressure, we'll put it up on the tillering tray. We'll cut string grooves in it. Narrow these tips on down so we can get string grooves cut in, and then we're going to put it on the tillering tree. But for right now, I just want you to hold the bow like I showed you. I want you to sight this way, and I want you to sight this way. And here's what I want you to do. Hold the bow and look down that limb and flip it. And get your eye on what that really looks like and flip it. And do this. And you'll see this limb here is the narrowest, it's close to finish. And this is the one that's got a little more work to do. See, this one is close to finish. Now hold it up there and just grab the handle so that you can just make a quick flip. And do it, you try to do it fast. You try to do it fast. All right, now get your eyes set on that limb right there. Now very fast, just try to flip it. You see what needs to come off?
Yeah, it's still the right side on this one.
And so without drawing lines, without sketching design, like I've said before, if you'll trust your eyes to see it, you'll end up with very clean, straight lines. And they'll be matching very close.
Yeah, it's like right here on this one.
Yeah. we're going to measure 2 inches out to the handle where the fade begins, 2 inches where the fade ends, okay? We're going to go over here to number 28 and a half to the string grooves, 14 and a quarter, thereabouts, okay? Now what we're going to do, we're going to split the limb up. We're going to start looking at the limb in halves, half a limb.
Okay.
And as we begin to bend this, we're going to make them mirror images. That's what we're going to want to see, okay? And that's where this yardstick is going to come in, okay? So I'm just going to bend it down a couple of inches. And, you know, we floor tillered a little bit, and basically we got right there what we see on the floor. We got a little bend. They both look nice from the right here. It's probably not enough really right yet, maybe to put a yardstick up there that would have any meaningful effect. But if you did, you can see you pretty much got a mirror image. This half here has the same bend as that half right there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to bring it down another inch, and as we begin to come down more, you're going to, you may start seeing something a little different. But you see, that looks perfect. And this is actually bending enough to where you can start using the yardstick, okay? Now, starting right here, we're going to keep these limbs bending perfectly. That's how you don't ever stress a limb.
Okay.
Okay? So, and in essence, instead of having a handle with the fades that's 8 inches, if you're not bending out here, it's like having 4 inches added to your handle here and 4 inches handle there. So it's like having a 16-inch handle. This is the way we're going to look at it, and this is going to be a rinse and repeat all the way through. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep bringing it down, down, down. We're going to keep this going on till we get to a tight string. We're going to have it absolutely flawless, and from that point, we'll go to full draw so fast it'll be scary. Almost without hardly doing any tillering.
And you're going to work both limbs simultaneously? Or are you going
We're going to do both limbs. Oh yeah, absolutely. And this one here, and you see, pretty close to mirror images. You know, I can't do anything to that. I mean, that's what you want to see.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
And you see, we haven't even got the brace height, and it's perfect. Okay, that's what you want to do.
Just maintain perfect as
And
long.
if we do that, we'll never stress these limbs ever. One way, if you got a bow finished out and you want to drop a few pounds, you can just mark it up like that and start with some coarse sandpaper and sand these pencil marks away. And do it on this limb, do it on that limb. And to drop 5 pounds, you might have to do it 10 times. But you can do that and you won't throw the tiller. Because we got it bending 2 or 3 inches now, and it's at 55 pounds. So there's a tremendous amount of wood that's got to be taken off yet.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Because this is, I mean, you couldn't even bring that back to full draw in that condition, even if you were strong enough, or is that too
you
stressed?
could. It'd probably be a 250-pound bow.
All right.
Dang, I didn't do much at all.
That's about
I'm at
50.
52. One thing I'm going to do, see that right there? I don't want that.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the
I
transitions.
want this there. And I'm going to take that back. So even when I hold a yardstick up here, I'm kind of seeing where it's going to be, okay?
Right.
And just looking at the belly, you see I took 5 pounds off and nothing changed.
Right.
This half to look like this half, only on the belly, okay? That's about as good as it's going to get.
Right.
And I can tell y'all fellas on the camera, sometimes due to camera angles, doesn't show up like what we see in real
Right.
life here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, one thing I want you to see here, you see the difference from here to the difference. That's about 1 1/8 inches. Okay. Over here, we're about 1 1/8 inches. So right now, these limbs are bending perfectly symmetrical.
It hasn't changed.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Tell these guys here.
Is it beautiful?
Beautiful. We keep going down inch by inch, and nothing changes. That's what you want to see.
All right. Tell them guys right there what you
Yeah. Same. Beautiful. Perfect.
see. All right.
They're talking about the bow being beautiful, not each other.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. There we go. There we go. About as good as I can do it. Okay. And let's just let it sit there a few minutes. Okay. We're about 52 pounds. We're going to drop some weight though. When we,
Yeah.
Now, no time during the whole process has that bow, this limb been a little bit whip-tillered. None. It's been perfectly balanced since we first started bending it, right?
Yeah.
Now we put a tight string on it and it's whip-tillered.
Yeah.
Right? That's the physics between a loose string and a tight string.
Wow.
Okay? So now you see it.
You think it
everything I've been telling you, seeing it right here.
You think it did the same thing on the other side?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can see. I can see it even
You
without
can see it with your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that? It's whip-tillered out here.
So then to correct this,
We
we're
got
gonna-
to take some wood off inside.
Okay.
Okay?
Exactly what I was going to ask.
Better?
Yeah. Way better.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Dang close. It's there. Okay, so here we go. We're starting. We're pretty much was flawless. We got it. So we went whip-tillered when we put the tight string, just like I told you would. We removed here. Now we're back symmetrical tiller. And if we go here with symmetrical tiller, it's going to be, we're going to go to full draw so fast, it's going to be amazing. And that's pretty perfect. And we're here. So what we're going to do is, next time I'm just going to, since we're perfect here and we're not straining the limbs and we're not pulling, I'm just going to drop 2 inches
Okay.
and we'll see where we're at, okay? And I'm just going to put the yardstick up here real quick, right where we were at. Just throw it up and look at it. And that is flawless. Flawless.
Wow. Well, I mean, like, just this dividing it in half and
Yeah.
breaking down what you're looking at really changed it for me. Because before, I mean, I've been looking at this whole span, and it's really hard to be able, especially if you're not fully standing back from it, you'll look at it, you go, oh, and you're chasing one small area as opposed to bringing the whole thing down together.
1 more inch.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The objective is to throw an arrow.
20, we're going to 22 now. That's good. Nice. Looks nice. And then I'm gonna go to 22. Let me shot it. It's real pretty. Really nice.
No,
Can't
that's
do any
pretty.
better than that.
No, that's pretty.
Okay, we're there.
Yeah, 27 right there.
52.
Yeah. Yeah, 52.
We're 1/8 of an inch positive. This is the top limb. All we doing is exercising the bow. Well, we put another one together, and it turned out great. Got a wonderful bow here, and it's just one of the many for me.
Right. Well, this is the beginning of my bow making journey, but it's amazing to see the difference between a bow when someone knows what they're doing and when you think you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and like all the steps in between.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, it really has been. I mean, it's been so enlightening.
I've enjoyed it.
Me too.
And, like I told you, I've got one more workshop, and this is going to I'm going to probably call it quit doing workshops. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all of you guys that's done workshops with me. Y'all don't know how much I've appreciated, enjoyed having y'all here. And but I've got one more to do, and I'm probably looks like I'm going to be stopping with the workshops, because I never intended on this being a business, a full-time business. It's just something to share with different people what we're doing with the fire hardening process. And from this point on, I'm kind of expecting all you guys that's learned this to carry the message forward. And I've kind of felt like I've accomplished what I set out to do with this. So it's up to y'all.
Yeah, well, definitely going to be moving
And
forward.
Thad and I will probably be doing some more videos, YouTubes. This is not probably, I'll continue doing that kind of stuff. And we hope to do some more. So we're going to bring some more of this to you.
Yeah, we'll be doing some videos. And Isaac, I wanted to ask you, how are you satisfied with your weapon?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I just said, like the difference between this and what I was producing on my own without having anyone teach me, even the littlest things, just from working it, but having the finished piece to look at and know what I was now I'm trying to work towards. Well, I think that's one of the main things I learned here with y'all was that like there is no formula to this. You really have to take what the piece of wood is giving you, especially if you're making the self bow. I mean, it's really, you have to.
Every piece of wood's different.
Right. Same tree, same species. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's the bow that you're working on will tell you what it needs. And
Y'all did a good job.
That was enlightening because I was really like, well, what's the number? Like you said, like what's the number that I need to hit, and that'll make the bow. It's not like that.
I wish you do a lot more workshops, but
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hopefully, you get bored and you feel like doing another one or two in the future.
Well, Dad, we can still make some bows, and we can experiment with things that we don't even know about right now.
Right.
yeah, I got some experiments I'm wanting to do.
So when we started this, and when we made that video that we put on the market, we said then that we have a lot to learn, and that we was going to take quite a while and we're still learning things. That's been 5 years ago, and we're still learning things.
Well, hopefully one of y'all come up with another discovery that you have to investigate for the next 10, 15 years.
But
I'm gonna tell you, 15 years, I hope I'm investigating anything.
I'm with you.